what's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining. Hey, Juice Lady. Hey, Daisy. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. This is Plant Based with Nicole podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Richey. I have two guests today, so something a little different than normal. So I hope you guys are coming ready with your questions because I'm doing something a little different today. I'm not going to take over with all my questions today. I have a few questions and then I'm going to let you guys all ask your questions, and make sure you put them in the question box so I can see them a little easier than if you just put them in the chat. Thank you guys for joining. Hey guys, share this live with 5 or 10 of your friends. All right. So I'm going to bring on two guests. I have Black vegan man, Wayne, who is a retired veteran who is dedicated to bettering the health and wellness of all. Okay. He has 15 years experience in athletic training and development, emphasizing on natural diet and healing. And then my second guest at Black Vegan Experience, Vonettia Calloway. She is a nonprofit director of Committee of Consciousness, event organizer of TBVE with over 22 years of experience working with children and families. She possesses her MAT in secondary education and special education. She loves inspiring, educating, and empowering others. So I'm really excited. I see Black Vegan Man on here. Black Vegan Man, go ahead and request to join. And Vonettia, if you're on here, go ahead and request to join. Thank you guys that are in here. Thank you for joining. Share this live, you guys. We want to reach everybody. I want to share. I want to inspire. You know, I love bringing people on my podcast and finding out about their wonderful stories of healing and just transformation. So we want to get the word out there. So go ahead and pass this live on to your friends and family. Okay, so I'm going to bring Black Vegan Man on here first. Vonettia, if you're on here, go ahead and thank you guys for joining.
Good evening. Good evening.
Hey, good evening, Wayne, aka the Black Vegan Man. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm going through a transition of different places I'm moving into, but
Would you care to share?
Well. Oh, so no, I'm just switching locations.
Oh, you mean like moving?
Where I'm staying.
Okay.
So yes, so I've been doing a lot of moving and packing and a whole bunch today.
Yeah, man, I don't envy you because I know all about that moving stuff. But once you move and get situated and get relaxed and unpacked, it's all good. You know.
Yeah. It's gonna take a solid week, but you know, it'll be
definitely
good. It'll be worth it.
And you live in Houston. Oh, I don't know why I was thinking you lived in Florida.
No, I actually haven't been in Florida in a minute. Hopefully, well, and thankfully, I'll be in Florida soon, either this month or next. I haven't figured it out yet, but yeah,
I love it indirectly because I've never been there, but I feel like I love it just from what I see. You know, all the posts.
Love it.
All the posts. Hey, baby. My baby's giving me a thumbs up telling me that the sound and the quality is good. Hey, I don't see Vonettia on here, so let's go ahead and get started with you. As I mentioned, I was like, I'm not going to do my normal formal, just like I have a whole bunch of questions typed up kind of thing. Normally I do, but I want to kind of like have it more so the audience or whoever's watching participates more so. But I do want to start off by telling everybody, how long have you been eating this way, and why did you transition to a vegan diet?
Okay, so I've been vegan for about 5 years. I transitioned into this lifestyle because, and I say lifestyle because on one end it's a diet, but it's more so of a lifestyle. But I transitioned into it because I grew up with my grandfather establishing certain guidelines as far as what my family could and couldn't eat. So my family grew up not eating pork. And I think with that discipline, I was able to say no a lot to things. I was always worried about my health as far as the food that I was eating. So it kind of gave me the baseline. And as I got older, I looked more into it. And I met an individual who he was turning 60, and he said there's only so many ways you can eat chicken where it just tastes like chicken. So are you eating for your health, or are you eating, for pleasure? And when he told me that, it was just more so like me understanding like why are we eating the way we do. And then also, because I'm big into health and wellness and fitness, someone said 80% of your workout is your diet. And I took
That's
both
true.
very seriously, but I didn't take my diet as serious as fitness. So I made that decision to I'll be as disciplined as I could with my diet. And I looked into the vegan lifestyle, which my mom was already kind of
Oh,
practicing in a
okay.
little bit too. I looked into raw vegan, and then I was just like, yeah, let me leave that alone. But I got into the vegan lifestyle immediately, and I was able to see a transition as far as
Yeah.
how I was feeling, my health, with my mental health, with recovery time, with sleep. I seen
Oh,
big
really? Two
changes in about
weeks?
2 weeks, and from there, I've just been progressing
That's
ever since.
amazing. I love that.
I feel
Thank
as
you for
though,
sharing
yeah.
that. Oh, we're bringing on Vonetta
Yes.
now.
Go ahead.
Thank you everybody for joining. I love Wayne's story, and I hope that this whole live will inspire you to eat healthier and change some of your habits that you may have. So we're bringing on Vonetta. Vonetta, did you get the request?
Hey,
She
Nicole.
in the,
Hey, lovely. How are you?
I'm better now. I had to restart my phone after all. It got stuck on Instagram.
Yeah, I restart 5 minutes before my live every time just because IG be acting up.
Mm,
And
I
especially
understand.
especially if you do a
exactly.
live already and then you do another live, it be trying to act up.
Ah,
So
that's
I always
right.
restart my phone in between lives or just in general if I'm
Mhm.
about to do a live just to get it refreshed.
Right, right. Well, now I
You
see
know?
how important it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Black
I
Nigga
told
Man.
y'all. Look, that's why I told y'all in the thing. I
How
said
y'all
restart your
doing?
I didn't think I needed to. I usually don't go live on
Exactly.
Sundays,
Yeah.
so it just
Mm-hmm.
happened to be one of those things. And then I had
Yeah.
to remind everybody to be quiet because we got a former football player in the family room
Oh
watching a
really?
game. He played for
Mm.
Virginia Tech, my daughter's fiance. So it's like they go hard. Yeah.
Oh,
It was lit.
that's dope. That's pretty dope. Oh, thank you guys again for giving me your time on the what is it called? Super Bowl? Oh, Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl Sunday.
I
Super
you can
Sunday,
tell
Super Bowl Sunday.
I've never I don't think I've ever watched the Super Bowl. And if I did, it was probably like 15, 20 years ago. So thank you guys for
Mm.
giving me your time. So Wayne's talked to us about why he went vegan or plant-based. Are you vegan or plant-based, Wayne? Meaning like, are you doing it for the animals or did you do it like for health? Like, is it just for the diet for you or
I said,
the things you wear and all that stuff as well?
yeah. So for
Mhm.
me, it started off as just a diet, but then, like I said earlier, it became a lifestyle for me. So I'm still into like what I'm consuming just overall. So the clothes that I'm wearing, of course,
Yeah.
I'm big on that. So
Okay. And
it's not just
what
a
about
diet
you,
for me. Yeah.
Bonetta? So start off with telling me how long have you been plant-based? I know some of these answers already, but for the viewers, how long have you been plant-based? Why did you transition? And then are you vegan or are you plant-based?
So
Meaning like
now
for the lifestyle or just the
until
diet?
until I guess recently, I did not realize it was a difference. I
Mm-hmm.
do know that a lot of people, especially people of color, like to be referred to as plant-based instead of vegan. And then again, someone else said, "Well, I'm plant-based vegan," meaning most of my food consumption is plant-based versus like the junk food, et cetera, et cetera. I think it was maybe Coach Robert who talked about the 80-20 split, or maybe even you, like vegan man. But I went
Mm.
vegan for health reasons. And
Mm-hmm.
then if I were ever to piggyback off from that, I always cared about the environment. My family, my children learned how to recycle before they could walk well. But beside my back
Mm-hmm.
door was the paper, plastic, tin, and glass bins. And, yes, say trash bags, but I wanted to be conscious about being a good citizen, if that makes
Yeah.
any sense. And then,
Yeah.
not that I don't think any of us were cruel to animals, but it was like I just kind of, if a little roadkill, but then God chastised my heart about that. one time. And after that, it was like, okay, I get it. We're supposed to be good stewards of the earth and the inhabitants thereof. That means that we're taking care of them, not harming them, and doing the best we can to leave it better than we found it. So,
yeah. Thank you guys for sharing that. Someone asked, I love your stories. Shayeb asked, what's the difference between vegan and plant-based? Well, Shayeb, 13, vegan is when people are eating, this is like a lifestyle for them. It's for like ethics, like, so they're doing it for the animals. So they don't eat or use animal products. So, lipsticks, lotions, and things like that, they make sure they're eating, using all plant-based vegan items. Okay. Whereas some people just eat plant-based, meaning it's just for the diet. Like myself, I went plant-based for health and to help heal some chronic pain years ago. I didn't do it for the animals. I do feel bad for the animals, and I don't, I try not to have too many things in my house that are made of animals, but I didn't do it for the animals. So I'm not going to, and I feel like I haven't been able to do it 100%. And I'm the kind of person that if I'm not going to do it 100%, then I'm not going to say. Now in my hashtags, I might use the word vegan just for search purposes, but I am plant-based because I just did it for the diet and health versus, vegans are doing it for animals and, so they don't use or eat. Does that make sense, Shayeb? I hope I answered your question. So, so you guys talked about why you went plant-based and everything. So I want to talk about the juice cleanse because you both just recently did a 3-day juice cleanse. And this is part of Wayne's, you're like the, what do you call it? The moderator of this. You put on a 3-day challenge every so often.
oh, the fifth.
Yes. So at the beginning of every month, I put people through a 72-hour juice fast. I'm pretty much just a what's the word I'm looking for? I just coach individuals through the process. Can you hear me? Okay, yeah, so I just coach individuals through the process. A lot of people haven't gone 24 hours without eating food, let alone 3 days. So just helping individuals, encouraging everyone to be in that process, and then just teaching them about the benefits that you can have through fasting, through juicing, and different things like that.
So, Vonettia, you took part of this juice challenge.
I did.
Was this your first time doing it with Wayne?
That was my first time doing it with Wayne. I think I juiced before, like when right before, I had been vegetarian for a little bit, and then in August when Tabitha Brown did her vegan challenge in 2019, that's when I juiced, but I don't remember if I juiced like for days on end. I don't know if we did it for a certain amount of time. I just remember we were in California in a hotel and I was freaking out, scared I was going to get beats on the wall. So I was like, let me take this back to the store. We're going to be all right. And I think, that was my first time drinking aloe vera juice and doing chlorophyll as a body deodorant. I think that's how Tab referred to it. So those were all unique. And again, anytime you go to buy something, especially when you don't look like the norm, for participating in, this kind of lifestyle, you always have questions. May I ask why you're buying this, or what do you use chlorophyll for? And so it's just, it's pretty dope, when you can educate people just by living your life. And I believe personally that whether I went vegan for health reasons or not, that the vegan lifestyle is who I am anyway, because once you understand completely about what it's for, it benefits us all. And I think we are activists even when we're not out in the streets, protesting or, exposing people. We're still activists because in our lifestyle, we're sharing with people on how to improve. And it's a natural kind of response to kind of like include the environment, include the animals, include each other. And that's why we're here tonight, to help each other. So I would say that Mr. Wayne was a very good facilitator. I don't think I ever really approach it. I don't think I really approach challenges or fasts with nervousness. It's one of those, I made a commitment, I'm gonna make it happen kind of situation. So like I had said before, I took my juices to the classroom because I didn't have time to get it all done at home. And so then I got to share.
That's what I'm talking about. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So So talk to me about the experience on this 3-day juice fast. Like, how did you feel? Did you have any benefits? Anything good happen? Anything bad happen? Like any bad detox symptoms? For the both of you, that's a question for both of you.
Well, you do this kind of often, don't you?
So, yeah, so crazy enough, I think I've been doing it for about
okay.
4 or 5 months straight. At the beginning, every month I'll do a 72-hour juice fast. And at the beginning, it was like, okay, I'm helping people out. And I had about 5 people do it with me. And then I put it out to the masses that I was doing it. And I think the numbers on the app that we have right now are like 60 on top of some that joined too. So it's just like, I keep fasting to help everybody else out, but I'm losing weight and I'm my metabolism. So throughout the process, what happens is your body goes through a state of ketosis. Basically, what that means is it's using stored energy, whether that's energy from your from whatever you're eating or energy that you already have stored, so fat, and it's burning that energy to keep you throughout the process. It also starts fighting off certain things and illnesses and all these different types of things that will be that could help you it just helps you out being beneficial with the body. So on the first day, it's probably going to be your hungriest day. You're like, why the hell am I doing this in the first place? Day 2, you're a little groggy, you're a little weak. It's more so like, you know, you get a little groggy. You shouldn't be doing a lot of activities. People ask me all the time if I feel working out the same way I was, you know, prior to the fast, and I tell them no. I'll do yoga, you know, some light cardio or something like that, stretching. By day 3, you feel a little energized. It's more so like, okay, I think I can do this. Like, it's good. And then, you know, it's the finish line past that point. Even though I've done it, you know, 4 months straight, I still get benefits from it throughout the process. So, you know, it's always a kind of jump start for individuals who are looking to get themselves in a better state, you know, when it comes to health and wellness. And I say it's more so, and this is from a military background, it's kind of more so like a boot camp of, if I went through a 72-hour juice fast and I cleansed my body, I'm not going to put more bad food in it just to go through the process again, because I know what I had to deal with prior to. So it helps people in that process alone. And it also activates our taste. It kind of resets our taste buds. So, and she could attest to this. It's just like after the 72 hours, you don't want to have fries and a burger. Like, you don't want to have pizza.
Yeah,
and all these
that's
other
too
things.
much.
You're gonna get sick because your body doesn't want any of that stuff. So you have a deeper understanding for the fact that these foods really don't do anything for you. If anything, they hinder you. And on top of that, it's just like understanding like what foods do what to our bodies. Like, there are certain foods that I didn't like before, but especially during a fast, you just love food. You just want food, but you're eating it for nourishment. I had individuals who were doing the fast, and they were telling me, like, I almost ate something because it was just a habit to eat. So it's relearning the fact that we spend a lot of time focusing on eating foods just to, you know, quiet our stomachs for whatever reason. We'll just eat fries just because. So it kind of wakes you up in that sense too. So a lot of different benefits.
That's good.
So many
and what about you,
benefits.
before I ask you, everybody, please ask questions in the question box. This was supposed to be a day of more so. What happened? What happened to Wayne? This is supposed to be more so the audience asking questions. So you guys feel free to put them in the question box. I wanted to kind of leave it up to you guys to ask questions. Let me put them back on here. Also, you guys, is IG okay? The audio, are we lagging or cutting off? Is everything good? Give me a thumbs up, because IG be doing some weird stuff sometimes. So let me know if everything is good in the comments. Just put a thumbs up if the audio has been okay, as far as like nobody cutting people off and overlapping and lagging and all that. What happened?
Technical difficulties, of course. IG, you know.
Right. So Vonettia, go ahead and tell me about your experience. Like, did you have any detox, like negative detox? Did you have any good things you want to share? Good experiences? Thank you, guys.
You know, my my challenge is always going to probably be a lot different than most people.
Mm-hmm.
One, I overcome anemia, so I take Adderall for anemia, ADHD, whatnot. And so when you don't have anything in your stomach to bulk that up, I already kind of knew I was probably going to end up with a headache. You know, take medication and supplements. So day one, I was like, oh, it's coming, like, you know, about noon or whatever. And then it kind of lingered all the way until about 5. But when I got home, I juiced some more and, you know, it went away after a little bit. The second day, I said, let me try this without any medication. So I did have some energy, but again, because that's like something that I just deal with, you know, ongoing, I was like, no, we're gonna have to do a little bit of both. So, you know, day 3, I was ready. I still cut everything in half, but I feel like I was in a better mindset because I had what I needed to stay focused and have my energy outside of what I was taking into my body. And I also have malabsorption challenges because I'm a post-bariatric patient. So again, stuff just processes differently with me. It might take me a whole 12 and a slower metabolism, so it might take me 12 more hours to see what you guys might see in the first hour or two. But again, when you're drinking, stuff is moving. I don't think I ended my fast. I went on the app the next day because I kind of went to bed in between. So I really didn't eat again until 4 days later because I was like, I'm not going to break my fast at midnight. That's
So
just
you did
tacky.
one extra day, or
Mhm.
you? Oh, okay.
Because
Look at you.
I started my time at midnight because I had already, you know, you usually out, you know, I eat kind of late because I'm late working. So I said, well, you know, I'll start at midnight so I can still start like I said I would. So when we got to midnight the night before, that was the night I had juiced the red cabbage and black grapes. I had quite a bit left, and I was still working on it up until, you know, I was going upstairs to bed about 11. And I was like, well, I'm not hungry anyway. Well, if I broke the fast right now, it's just because I wanted to. It wasn't because I was hungry.
Right.
And then that's not the right attitude we want to have about eating. You know, we want to eat to live, you know, not live to eat. And so I was like, well, let me just go on to bed. I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying. I feel good. I'm not hungry. No gas, no hunger pains, none of that. So the next morning I got up, I wasn't hungry at all. I was like, oh, that's cool.
That's good.
So I don't think I ate. Yeah, I didn't eat anything until about 1 o'clock the next afternoon. So it was very much past the 72-hour juice fast for me, but I enjoyed it. And then it retrains your body, your mind, and your spirit. Like, you don't need to eat just because you've eaten, you know, something to do. You're going to eat now because you're hungry. And then, of course, I was like, oh, I'm not going to do anything but eat a salad when I break my fast. You know, you don't want to put anything heavy. And it wasn't ready. The salad wasn't ready. You know how I done forgot my spinach and wilted. You know how you don't want no raggedy salad when you vegan plant-based. You want the very best one you can make.
Right.
So I was like, well, I'll just do something else. I forgot what I actually had. It wasn't that heavy, but it wasn't something that I was going to eat a whole of. Like, obviously, you don't want to do bread because, you know, that's going to swell. You don't want to do a lot of rice right away. That's going to swell. And so I found myself full very quickly. Like I said, I wasn't hungry. And then I feel like even since then, I'm not eating as much as I used to just because I'm in the habit of eating. I feel like since then, I've been taking more tea in. Water is not something I drink alone. I usually drink it with a tea bag or a little, you know, my rehydrate kind of stuff. Water and us, we're working on it, just the water. But if it's cleansing, I'm just cleansing it. But I would say overall, it's just a good thing. And then for me as an educator, I always love educating the young adults and the children that are around me while I'm juicing. So, you know, in school, it's like, what are you doing? I'm juicing. Then a coworker was like, I forgot what she asked, another one about. She said, no, she's actually juicing. She has her juicing in the classroom. And so then the kids would be, you know, they see me carrying my little stuff and then it's green. It's like, oh, what are you drinking now, Miss Calloway? You always doing something. I said, well, this is my juice. This is my lunch. And I had, you know, I think that was the one I had cucumbers, kiwi, and pineapple in. And I have this one young man who just loves to ride. And he was like, oh, that is disgusting. You're so weird. And and then the next day I came in, I said, do y'all want to smell it? You know, it smells amazing. And one of my Hispanic students came over, and I was like, just waft it, and she was like, oh, I smell ginger and I smell carrots. So I was like, very good. So again, like, you just don't know what their exposure was, and that might re-energize, whatever they had done in their past with their family experiences. So you might just be tapping back into something that they kind of lost, and as they became Americanized, if they were naturally born here.
Yeah.
So I love it. And even though they might have talked about it, they went home and had some conversations.
Right.
And so sowing seeds.
I love that. That's what I was about to say. I love that you're planting seeds. You're not like forcing it on your students or anything like that. You're just living your life, and they're seeing that, and it's
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's fun for me.
it also keeps you accountable, which is which is great, because like you being an educator and your children seeing you do these things, as much as we want to fall back into the lifestyle that we had prior to, or the things that we had prior to, it just keeps you accountable, because the kids ask questions all the time, and then they see you with a bag
Every
of
day.
chips, and it's just like, nah, what happened to the juice that you had last time? So in that regard, it definitely helps.
Yeah. I love this.
Oh,
This is awesome.
You eat
There's a
today?
question.
Is your fast over?
Exactly.
And it's interesting how you weren't so hungry after the fast was over, and I think your stomach must have shrunk, huh? So therefore your hunger was just not the same as normal.
So just with that, like, I know a lot of people experience the same process. Like, we fast, and then throughout the fast, even on the third day, you're like, I'm gonna eat so much food when I get a chance, and once this fast is over, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and you can't even eat a handful of whatever it is that you have without just be like, okay, well, that's it. Like, I don't. And then you understand that the body doesn't need to be full; it needs to be fulfilled, which is an entirely different process.
I like that. Say that again.
Yeah. Your body doesn't need to be full. Like, a lot of times we go to Thanksgiving and you got to sit down because you got the itis. That's not the goal when we have to eat. The goal is to be fulfilled. It's
Amen.
the body. Like, I can eat a meal right now with my lifestyle and say, okay, after this meal, I'm gonna go run a couple miles. Like, I'm not full to capacity where I have to sit down. So that's another thing.
Feeling light after we eat. We be feeling light.
So I'm gonna jump in and share a different perspective, and I'm sure a lot of people don't know this about me, that I've been homeless before, that I've been hungry before. I grew up, and my mom was addicted to drugs, and so there were a lot of times where we went without food. So for me, I didn't. It's like you overindulge because you don't want to waste it. You don't know when you're going to get another plate.
Yeah.
And then that trauma kind of sticks with you. And so again, for me, like, seeing people waste food was a big deal. And then even for me, when people make you these huge platters of food, I'm going to eat it all, one, out of respect, too, because I already know what it's like to not have. And so I had to retrain myself. One, make the plate smaller for those that you can, in your environment you can control. You make it smaller because I'm a good steward first. All that stuff is the water under the bridge. I'm delivered from that. But I had to begin that process. That's the healing process. That's, how we said we all have a story, we all have baggage. But again, I don't have to keep carrying that. I put that bag down. But again, there are some people that can relate to my story, and that's a big deal for them. It's like, to drink, like, anybody can get something to drink, but the food part, like, that's important. That's something that we went without. And so retraining yourself to, this is a portion that I need. I don't need to have this much.
Right.
But just because I have more doesn't mean I need to eat more, which is what I think a lot of people with that standard Americanized diet is like, oh yeah, the wealthier you are, the bigger the steak you eat. Absolutely not. That is the biggest lie in the world. You should at that point know what you need to, like, to be fulfilled, like to carry on throughout your daily activities. And again, like, I think Brother Wayne always says, he doesn't drink alcohol. And I really rarely indulge too, because I'm high on life. I don't need that. But again, socially, I'll indulge, but it's one of those things where if people ask me, I can share that I don't need it, and again, we don't know people's story, but again, in my events, they're alcohol free because we want to reach people, and some people are not well, and adding alcohol to that environment makes it an issue. Not having free samples when people come makes it an issue. You may be feeling more than one need for those folks. They could have been hungry, period. And now these samples are going to reach them, and they may actually stay long enough to enjoy the whole experience, and then make some connections later to add resources to their toolkit.
Yeah. Wow. About that drinking thing, I remember I actually only drink like maybe 4 times a year. I'll have a glass of wine, if that, and it has to be sweet wine. But before I didn't used to drink at all, and I would go out with friends and stuff, and everybody would always think I was drunk, and I didn't have an ounce of nothing, just water. I'm like, no, that's just me. I'm just high on Jesus in life, and I'm very like, you know, just kind of crazy, goofy, and just outgoing. So I'm like, no, I don't have to drink to act like this. This is just me. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. And I hate when I used to go out with people who like feel like they need to drink first so they can have fun. I'm like, you don't need, just be you. Anyway, so I'm going on a tangent, but let me get to this question in the question box. Are both Black vegans related?
Are both Black vegans related?
I believe we might be cousins.
Oh, he's talking about you two, or you got? Oh, no, they're not related.
I know.
As long as I got a plate at the house, yes, we family.
Family.
I'm just,
That's fine. We all related, nah. One Ontology, can you please rewrite your question? It says medical conditions for which juices, cleanses are not recommended. I don't quite understand that question. Are you able to rewrite that?
I think I understand.
Let me say it again. Medical conditions for which, okay, so for medical conditions, which juices are not recommended? Is that what he's saying?
I would say if you have medical conditions, you should always, confer with your doctor before you do anything. Because we're not medical professionals. We do have the opportunity to connect plant-based doctors to our events and to our activities, but I'm not a medical professional, so I would never give you that kind of advice. I will tell you, I did learn during this juice that you don't want to consume grapefruit when you're taking certain medications because it has something to do with enzyme activity. That's probably one of the reasons why I did not eat for so long, is because it really satiates you because of what grapefruits do for you. So again, talk to your doctors before you jump into anything. Of course, we all want you to be well, want you to be healthy, but we want to make sure you're right.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna add in, but I'm gonna be the rebellious one in this consult with your doctor, but just because your doctor's saying it doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't also research it behind what your doctor says. Your doctor's not all say all when it comes to medications, when it comes to health. There are individuals that I know, and I've witnessed this myself, to where I'm in the room with my provider, my primary care provider, and I'm in a better health state than them. So it's just like, how are you giving me advice on what it is that you need to be doing, and you aren't where you need to be? So take that advice, but make sure you do the research. The great thing about this lifestyle that we live is that you can just go in and see what benefits of beets, have on the body, what benefits celery has on the body, what benefits broccoli has, and then when you're juicing throughout the process, there's a book that I use called Juicing for Life. I believe it's called that. It breaks down everything to a science as far as if you have certain health conditions, it will tell you exactly what juices that you can take for those health conditions. It's an amazing book. It's an old school book too. It's called Juicing.
I remember that name. I remember that.
It's called Juicing for Life, and that's actually the reference that I'm using with the book that I got coming out here pretty soon, because a lot of people come to me with questions as far as being anemic or having fevers or all these different things, and the body can heal itself throughout the process if you
yes, it can. If you put
I Googled it right quick while you were talking, and it says that from one of these websites, doctors advise those that suffer from diabetes, anemia, eating disorders, nutritional deficiencies, kidney problems, hypoglycemia, or undergoing chemotherapy to not juice or fast. So I guess I would be one of those people that shouldn't juice or fast based on that, and I was good.
See. Even with saying that, like one of the doctors out here in Houston, Dr. Baxter Montgomery, he's a cardiologist. He heals people through that same process. A cardiologist, people who are on life support, people who need surgeries and different things like that. So it's all in just doing your own research for what it is that can benefit you.
But the right food, putting the right foods in your body can definitely allow your body to heal itself.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Somebody said they let somebody borrow that book and they ain't seen it since.
Don't even worry about it. Just buy
Well,
another copy. It might be an
Just go
update.
on Amazon, get you another one. Just think of it as you bless someone else with, something healthy and that could change their lives. So somebody asked about food addictions, Mr. McGreg, sir. I don't know if you're still on here, but did you guys have any food addiction issues while you were doing your cleanse, your juice cleanse?
I think I would need some clarity on what they're asking.
Yeah. Now that I'm asking, I'm like, wait.
I think what he was asking was because I think because while we were having the conversation, he was asking if fasting helps with getting rid of food addictions. Is what I'm.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
To answer that question, while you're fasting, your senses are heightened, and throughout the process, so you would actually say, why are your senses heightened throughout this process? Well, naturally, our bodies are reacting to us not eating. So us as hunter-gatherers, way back when, our senses had to be heightened so we could find food. So 24 hours, 48 hours after you're not eating, you can smell a Oreo from a mile away. It's just but with that, fasting helps you discipline yourself in a sense of, damn, I don't even need this food. Or like, I was craving all of this stuff, and then like there was an individual who they felt like they cut their fast short because they were just at work fasting, minding their own business, and all of a sudden, without even thinking, literally without even thinking, went into a drawer and had some snacks and then ate the snacks while they were working out. While they were working, and just didn't. They were so upset with themselves. But I said, well, that's a teaching process. Still go through the process, but just understand, like, we don't even know how crazy that is, just as far as our bodies naturally doing, like, just automatically doing things as far as a habit. So it will help you. It will help you with the addiction. But the main thing is really acknowledging that you have a food addiction, and then from there going through that.
Yeah. It'll give you like a reset. It's like cleansing your body of all. You're not going to get rid of all the past, but it'll definitely like reset your body and your taste buds, and it'll make you crave healthier foods and things that, that you should be eating. Look at me talking like I know. I ain't never did no juice fast. But I know from other people, just from watching YouTube channels and different people's experiences, I'm getting my information from. So, but one day I'm gonna do a juice cleanse. One day I'm gonna join your cleanse, Wayne. One Autology says, is there some website that helps find doctors who have a vegan, plant-based, holistic approach?
You can put in plant-based medicine and it'll pull it up. Isn't it called NC? What's the name of the group that Dr. Mills is connected to? Plant-based medicine, NCPR, right? For responsible. Hold on, I got y'all.
I'm not sure, but put that in the chat when you find it, if you find it, and I hope that answers your question, One Autology. I want to ask, this is kind of personal, but I'm so open, so like I don't mind talking about this stuff, but if you're not comfortable, just let me know. Let's talk about the bowel movements. Are you guys okay talking about that?
Sure.
One of my favorite subjects.
No. Sure.
My mother told me that I'm obsessed with talking about that. But anyway, so I know you guys only did it for 3 days, but did you have normal bowel movements in those 3 days, or
more?
Did they stop? Oh, you had more?
I don't know about
regular,
people, but I'll be checking. Y'all need to be looking in the toilet when you go potty to see what's going on. You never know what could be happening.
I look too.
And then after you juice your beets and and your red cabbage and all your other dark colored fruits and vegetables, you be like, well, let's see what color it is.
I be wanting to.
I love to examine mine.
call my mama and take pictures and like, mama, look, it's purple. Like, it has some beets. You know, it's just, but nobody cares, unfortunately.
It's very interesting. Yeah, I definitely like to analyze mine every day as well, just to make sure everything is cool and there ain't no, big changes, or if there is changes, what kind of changes are there? So you guys had regular bowel movements, nothing really changed in that area.
Yeah.
So that's good.
I mean, as a vegan, you should have natural bowel movements anyway. If you're more plant-based than junk food, whole foods, plant-based foods. But I'll say, like, after you push out the toxins that were kind of like hanging around that didn't need to be, there's really no bad odor. It's just moving the juice through.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
The reason I always ask that is because, like, I know when you're juicing, you're removing all the fiber, and fiber is usually what helps you go, right?
You still have fiber. You still have fiber in juicing.
Okay.
It still helps. It helps to bulk up what's there, and it also leaves that your body doesn't have to break it down because it's already in juice form. But you still get fiber while you juice.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Wayne, you look like you was about to ask something. Do you remember what you were going to say?
Well, I wasn't going to ask anything. I was just going to add on that a lot of people don't pay attention to their poop. I got a book in my place now. It's like, what's your poop telling you? I love that book. It's a little small book. It literally has like pictures and diagrams, and like it just tells you like if you look at what your bowel movements are and how they are, or the texture or whatever the case is, like going through the process, it will tell you what it is that you need, as far as, are you dehydrated? Is the food that you're eating too greasy? Like, is your kidney processing things like they should? Like, it's a very vital tool in that process of knowing, or like, are you having as many bowel movements as you should? Are you having too many? It's so many different things. So pay attention to your
pay attention to the boo-boo. No, I'm just playing. What do you say is a good amount of bowel movements a day?
Honestly, it depends on the body. It depends on how high your fat percentage is, and it depends on how high your metabolism is. For me, an individual who has a high metabolism and a low body fat percentage, I'm still going like maybe 4 to 5 times a day, which is, I would say, pretty. Even
regularly on your regular life?
Yeah, just regularly.
Really? 4 or 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
I'm averaging like 2 to 3 times a day when I'm just regular eating plant-based. But then right now I've been eating raw. I'm on day 43 of 44 days, and it's been like 3 to 5, but mostly on the high end. Yeah. But normally it's just like 2 to 3 on average. But yeah.
And I think men are going to go more often.
Men?
I think men are going to go more often than women, because they just have a higher metabolism, but the testosterone is just, they burn it a little faster.
Right. I'm going to bring this to a close, but dang, you had on a long sleeve shirt. Wayne, dang, why you bring it? I was about to have you show your muscles so everybody can see.
You're able to get on my page. This is not the Magic Mike series of Black Vegan Man. You better go look at it.
I know, right? Okay, y'all go check out his page, and I want y'all, everybody on here that always questions and says, like, you don't get enough protein eating a vegan diet, go to his page, okay? The vegan, say it.
Black Vegan Man.
Thank you. Go see his page, okay? He's vegan, and he is very muscular, and he is getting enough protein, okay?
Yeah, don't pay attention.
And there are, yeah, just, I'm tired of hearing that. It's so annoying. It's annoying to me. It's like, if you're not getting enough protein and you're eating plant-based, it's because you're just not eating enough protein. That don't mean it's not out there to eat. Yeah. It's just what your food choices obviously aren't the good food choices. So there is enough protein out there.
You have to sell the lies. They have to sell the lies. You know, a lot of times people feel like if you repeat it enough, then it becomes truth, when actually that's not the case. But you have to think about the huge milk campaigns and the campaigns for beef, you know, the whole Wendy's Where's the Beef situation. All of those commercials back in the 80s, they sold the dairy and the cattle farming, you know, businesses to the world. So when that's been planted in your head, like, you think protein, you think animals, but we are the ones that are re-shifting, everything and making sure people understand that that is not truth.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And females, go to my page too. I ain't like Wayne, but I got some muscles too. And I'm plant-based. I got some muscles.
Yeah.
Go to my page, check out my biceps now.
Additionally, when it comes to protein, a lot of people, and this is something I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to post about later on, is that the body can only consume so much protein. So a lot of individuals who work out a lot, especially the males who just consume all of this protein, when it comes to supplements and all these other different things, your body can only consume so much, and then everything else is going to be waste. So you're literally throwing money away trying to absorb so much protein, especially in supplements and things like that, when you're going to be able to get it in the foods that you eat. So, yeah.
Definitely.
25
There's enough
grams
protein
of
out there.
protein at one time.
Exactly.
Yeah, at one time.
One meal. Yeah. You don't want to overload your body with too much protein. That's not healthy. But anyway, this has been great. Thank you guys. A lot of people didn't ask as many questions as I was thinking y'all was going to ask, but that's okay. Oh, there's one more. Somebody said, Vonetology is asking you, Vonetta, did you have to supplement with iron?
Oh, I actually have to have iron infusions. So, I have a whole different situation because I'm anemic and I have the malabsorption. And I will tell you, doctors a lot of times they don't know what they're talking about because they don't do much of their rotations in nutrition. So I had a doctor who never tested me for any macro or micronutrient deficiencies, throw, iron tablets at me, and all it did was complicate the digestive issues I had furthermore. And then to be in a perpetual state of constipation is not fun for anybody. And then that's actually how I transitioned to veganism going forward, is because of what happened to my body when I started the Daniel fast and after I went off the Daniel fast. And so I do get more iron in my diet than I probably ever have, but I'm looking more into healing myself with the red sea kelp, making sure I get some good selenium sources. And the iron infusions I probably get once a year, and it makes a difference. So until I have the revealed knowledge as to what I can do on my own, I'm good. But I've seen men and women who also have iron deficiencies who are supposed to be doing very well, and their whole head is gray. And a lot of times that's the lack of selenium that causes your hair to gray, prematurely. You thinking about other things that, in fact, impact blood flow. You have to think about our organs are in a constant state of oxygen deprivation when we are anemic, and it's severe enough. So you have to do something to combat that. But I would look for plant-based sources of iron any day before I would take anything that's prescribed to me.
Yeah. Selenium, just FYI out there, for those who don't know, you can get your full recommended daily amount of selenium from just eating one Brazil nut a day. Did y'all know that?
Like, it's good. I mean, it's a big old nut, but yes, I knew that.
Yeah.
They gotta do a lot of work with them. They're not really cute nuts,
But I actually like them though. They have a weird, neat taste. But thank you guys so much. I enjoyed you guys. Thank you for coming on, giving me your time.
Absolutely.
I hope everyone that watched was inspired by Wayne and Vonetta. And you guys, if you're interested in doing the 3-day juice fast, when's your next one, Wayne?
It'll be on the
Sounds
first.
like it's
so you're gonna do it every first of each month?
I'll facilitate it every first of the month. This one I'm not doing for myself.
Okay.
In the process of trying to gain weight and get more muscle.
You're like, I ain't trying to lose no more weight.
I mean, I'm at a standstill right now, so it's just like up then right back down. So I need to make some progress with some things, but still gonna facilitate it. So Miss Nicole,
men, y'all hear this?
Yeah.
I want the men. I want the men. Where's your husband?
The reason I'm
tell him to do it with you.
My husband, he could do it. The reason why I'm scared to do it is because I've been like this for years. Even when I used to eat meat, once I get hungry, if I don't eat something heavy enough quickly, I will start feeling nauseous. And I might even dry heave or something. It's bad. So I have to always look, I wasn't playing. I had this on standby just in case. I have some peanut butter and apples and some tangerines, because like when I get hungry, if I don't eat quick, I start feeling sick. So I'm scared to do the juice cleanse because I'm like,
but you're gonna drink all day. You're gonna drink all day long. Whenever I mean, if you feel like if your stomach is empty and you're gonna get sick, because I mean, I get the shakes at times when, like, you know, my body's using it up quicker than I thought, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I need something right now. Grab the juice. Like, if you have them already and prepared, then you don't have to worry about it. You got to get rid of that fear in your mind, and go forward. Because you don't know what God is going to reveal to you while you're cleansing your body of toxins. Our refrigerators became idols, you know, and so when you remove those idols, you know, you run to the fridge when you're hungry and not hungry. You run when you're scared, when you're depressed, when you're angry, and sometimes when you're bored, you just want to look at what's in there and then just chew on something. And so this is going to train you. This is going to help you align your mind, body, and spirit. And so I don't want to hear nothing else about fear. If I can do it, you can do it.
I know, because God, look, let me quote scriptures real quick. God does not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Didn't we talk about that on your live last week?
That is correct.
You're right. You're right.
And you are a
all right
leader. You are an influencer. So we're not going to influence anything that is not speaking life. And because we are encouraging people to try something that is completely crazy and unbeknownst to them, then they have to know that they have our support and we'll do it with them. I ain't had no interest in doing a juice fast, but somebody happened to be watching my live whose husband happened to watch it. And then that husband was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to do that. We bought our first juicer after we watched your live and you had on Black Vegan Man, and we're excited. I'm like, oh, my gosh, this is dope. So if I have people that are willing to try something brand new with us, I'm going to walk it out with them. So.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. I'm going to read one more thing in the question box. Gordon Macy said, what's the best way for elderly to add weight? And what was the advice for selenium? The selenium was, you can get it from 1 Brazil nut a day. You can get the full recommended amount of selenium per day. Go get you a bag of Brazil nuts from Whole Foods or Trader Joe's and just have you 1 per day and you're good in that area. As far as gaining weight, my 2 cents is, you just got to make sure you're eating more than you burn. Eating more than you burn. So you got to figure out what your. Well, Wayne, I'm gonna let you answer that. What's your advice?
My advice.
If somebody wants to gain weight, you just got to eat more.
My advice is to first consult with the dietitian who understands what it is that you're trying to get. Figure out what goal you're trying to get to. My question is, why are you trying to gain weight? But also, weight training helps. So get into the gym and lift weights. And that goes for men and women. Women, y'all are not going to be seeing the warrior princess if you go to the gym for a few days and go start working out. Women are scared of weight for whatever reason. Weights will put on the pounds and the weight that you want to in all the areas that you want. And then you want to just make sure you're eating on a consistent basis. You put yourself on a 4 to 6 week program that incorporates and emphasizes on nutrition rather than the workout. You'll get to the goal that you need to. Emphasize on the nutrition. Make sure you get some weight training in whatever, muscle groups that you're trying to, increase. Muscle weighs more than fat, and it'll look a lot. You don't necessarily have. A lot of people want to gain weight. Well, depending on who I'm talking to with this situation, they want to gain weight to maybe aesthetically look a little bit better. And if that is the case, then once you gain that muscle in those right places, while feeding those muscles the proper nutrition that it needs to, you're going to look the part, and you might even be the same weight, if not less, but the muscle will be bigger. So, we could get to that goal without necessarily having to put a lot of weight on us. So don't get to the number.
Thank you for sharing that. I ain't never had to say that before. I'm trying to gain weight. I'm always the opposite. But anyway, thank you so much, you guys. For those of you who came late, this is going to be going on my YouTube channel in a few days, and you'll see a little flyer or something when it's ready, and it'll be posted on YouTube, and you just go to my bio, click on that, and then it'll take you to my YouTube. It'll be under the playlist Season 3, Plant Based with Nicole. So if you missed it, I want y'all to start from the beginning because they gave a lot of great information. They're very inspiring. And, we just want to touch people. We want to share and just, reach the world, with this message of health. So thank you guys so much for joining today. Thank you to you, Wayne and Vonettia. I appreciate you guys giving me your time and sharing. And I'll see y'all on the gram. Let me just, announce my guest for next week. I'll be interviewing Fuller Guest next week at Fuller Quest, next Sunday the 19th at 4 p.m. PST, 7 p.m. EST. So I hope you guys will join me as I interview her. I'm going to end it with my outro music, and I'll see y'all later.
I see y'all. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Vanessa. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Have a blessed day. I don't know if y'all heard me, but I said have a blessed day, and thank you so much for joining. And stay tuned because I will be posting this on YouTube in a few days, and then you guys can watch it from the beginning. God bless you all.